This American woman and her husband are visiting Iran for the first time to meet his family. Right after they step off the plane, her in-laws hand her a chador, a long robe every woman is required to wear, because if she fails to follow the rule, a wife can be killed on the spot. But the moment they cross the family's doorstep, an armed religious devotee rushes toward her, all because a few strands of her hair aren't fully covered. Her husband's family pleads desperately, and the women quickly fix Betty's headscarf. Only then does the man leave satisfied. As a true American at heart, she can't wrap her mind around these customs. Though uneasy, Betty tells herself she'll only be here a week before heading home and forces the worry down. When their departure day finally arrives, she realizes her husband has no intention of leaving. After pressing him, she learns he quit his job in the US long ago. He never planned on going back. Betty and her daughter have no way out. She fights back in desperation, and her once gentle husband hits her for the first time. But she doesn't know. This is only the beginning of her nightmare. He takes her passport and all her money. With no other option, Betty goes to the living room to complain to her in-laws about her husband's cruelty and violence. But instead of helping her, they harshly scold her, even blaming their son for not disciplining her properly. Faced with this cold, hostile household, Betty falls into complete despair, while her husband watches with no emotion. Hopeless, Betty turns to the embassy for help, only to discover there is no US embassy in the country. She heads to the Swiss embassy instead, hoping they can contact American officials. Seeing fellow Westerners fills Betty with relief, but once she explains her situation, the staff tell her that because she married an Iranian citizen, she is now legally considered Iranian as well, and must obey the country's harsh laws on women. They feel sympathy, but they can't intervene. When she returns home, her husband becomes even more violent. To gain his trust, Betty has no choice but to appear obedient for the time being, and her husband knows exactly that their daughter is her weak spot, so he never lets the two of them go out together. Betty's only hope is finding someone she can call for help. After many failed attempts, a shop owner who once studied in the US offers a lifeline. When she finally reaches a US government contact, they offer sympathy and nothing else. As Betty leaves in disappointment, the shop owner says he might know another way. A few days later, he introduces her to a smuggling group that asks for $10,000 and outlines a rough escape route, telling her she can pay after reaching America. Betty's hope flares back to life. The next day, their daughter, who just started school, cries non-stop, and her husband agrees to let Betty stay with her at school for the day. After dropping the girl off, Betty meets the smugglers to discuss the details of the escape. But that afternoon, her husband shows up unusually early, sees her rushing toward him, and slaps her without a word. Her disappearance enrages him. He rips out the house phone line, takes the daughter away, and places Betty under indefinite house arrest. Except for the food he leaves at the door, he doesn't say a single word to her, and she spends 2 long months locked in a freezing room. Only when an airstrike shatters the window does her confinement